What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm here today. I'm going to do an in the bag video. I figured it was about time to do one anyways. I see everybody else doing them, all the touring pros and stuff, and I'm no touring pro, but I definitely want to show my bag, and just for friends and for family and people that do watch my videos, see what I throw. I guess I'll start out with my towel. It's a Flying Colors disc golf towel. Comes good in weather like this. It's really wet today, not really getting to play. I'll start out with the patches as well. I got a Sad Dog disc patch at one of their tournaments. Flying Colors disc golf patch for my local sponsor. U versus U. I got my last name, Tennessee Disc Golf. And I've got this little banner thing that says follow your dreams. Got some markers. Got a UV light, even though I've only got one glow disc. And then I've got this little like homemade suction cup hook thing for missing discs. I'm gonna go through the pockets second, actually. Got my Bushnell rangefinder. It's been pretty helpful in situations where it's kind of hard to gauge distance. Obviously, that's what it's for. And then I believe that's it in that pocket. This pocket, which got a resistance band. It broke, but I mean that's okay because I can still use it in ways that I need to. But it's just a lightweight resistance band. Also, it's not a heavy or anything, just to get warmed up. I did have an umbrella. It's not in here right now. Probably should be because it's literally raining. But I'm gonna start off with my putting putters. I still putt with the Barella Focuses. This one's newer. This one's a little bit older. Sometimes I throw them on really short up shots if it's just straight as well. And then I'll move on to my throwing putters. Right now, I've got two throwing putters, both Lunas. This one is, I believe, the 2021 Tour Series Paul Macbeth Luna. I bought this already used and beat in. It flies exactly how I want an understable to straight Luna to fly. Flip up and ride, maybe just a tad to the right, and in flat or hyzer flip, go straight for just a bit and have a baby fade. And then this Luna is the 2025 Tour Series Paul Macbeth Luna. It's brand new. It's not beat in at all. It goes straight with baby fade, or I can kind of throw it just on a flat angle and it'll get a little bit of turn and then it'll come back out and land straight. As for my overstable approaches, I have three of those as well. I'll get those out. So I have a DGA breaker. Shout out to Caden Goodyear. He's making me bag this. I'm not really used to it yet. It's overstable and low glide on backhands, but I throw it on forehands because it's for some reason not as torque resistant as like a zone, even though they look similar. So I can get some flex shots, like short flex shots out of the breaker. And then moving up from the breaker, I have the zone. I have a 2022 limited edition Leadstone Z Glow zone. It's just an overstable zone. It's not beat in. It's not straight. It's overstable. I like it for short forehands or just short spike hyzer backhands. It's really reliable. And then one step up from that, for my overstable approaches, I've got a Z Flex Brody Smith Tour Series Zone OS. I love this thing for its reliability. It's always going to do the same thing every single time, and it's a very good utility disc. I'm going to step it up to mid-ranges. I have four mid-ranges. I have an understable mid-range, which is my Buzz SS. I think I got it used. I don't remember for sure, but it'll go straight and then just turn over and hold turn for almost the entire flight. Or I can flip it up to flat and get a little bit of turn and land flat. Hyzer flip to straight. It's just a regular Buzz SS, not much to it. And then move on to the next up. My new buzz saw that I just got. Shout out to Big Z Disc Golf. They've supplied almost my entire bag. But my buzz saw is what I'm throwing now. It flies the same as a buzz. I know some people, whenever it first came out, said that it flew a little bit more overstable than a buzz. But so far for me, flown exactly the same as a buzz, and it's just straight. Might have a little bit of baby fade at the end. Moving up from there, I was bagging a Malta, an ESP Malta, but I switched it out for a drone. And shout out to Luke Taylor for recommending me the drone. It's a little bit more overstable and like one less glide, I believe, than an ESP Malta. This is, I believe, ESP plastic. It's pretty flexy, but it's really reliably overstable. It never turns on me at all. And then for a utility mid-range, I have a Bendy Blend Swarm. And the reason I chose the Bendy Blend over the Z-Flex that I was throwing last year is because for a disc of this stability, I want it to hit the ground and stay where it's at. I'm not really looking for a skip in an overstable mid-range. So I throw this in the Bendy Blend plastic, so when it hits the ground, it just stays where it's at. And obviously, if you don't know, a Swarm is extremely overstable. It's a utility disc. It just dumps straight to the ground. And then, so next up would be my fairway drivers. I have 4 fairway drivers. I have, first up, a Paige Pierce Z-Flex Passion, signed by Paige Pierce last year. Completely dead straight. It might have a bit of baby fade at the end, but not much. It goes pretty much completely straight up to like 340, 350 probably. And it's just reliably straight. It doesn't turn over too far. It's pretty torque resistant. And then up from there, actually, I left out one. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fairway drivers. The next up from that, from the Passion, is the Sagara. Not in speed, but in stability. The Sagara, the 761 -1 2. It's a new disc, and I'm really glad I'm bagging this because it still turns up to like 300, but it still fades pretty hard up to like 330, 340. So I can still get that straight flight, but it will fade at the end very reliably. And I'm really glad I was able to get a hold of this finally. Next up, I have my Z Raptor. This one's a little bit older. I forgot who died this. I believe it was, yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember who died this. But this one is probably one of the straightest Raptors I've ever thrown. It always fades, and it fades harder than my Sagara, but it does fly straighter than my other Raptors. So this is just a straight to overstable Raptor that I throw. And then next up is my Aaron Gossage 2024 Tour Series Z-Flex Raptor. Now this is actually just a reliably overstable Raptor. I can throw it flat and it still fades throughout the entire flight, or I can spike hyzer with it. Throw it on a flex line and it flexes out up to like 340, 350. Really reliable disc. One of my favorite 9-speeds that I've ever thrown, I believe. And then a step up from there is my Paul Ulibarri Captain's Raptor. It's just a beefier version of the last Aaron Gossage Raptor I just showed. 9314 is the numbers on this. It's a beefcake. Throw it on spike hyzers and it doesn't really get affected by the wind at all. Throw it on flex lines and it flexes all the way back out, sometimes even into a skip depending on the distance and power that I throw it on. And so that's it for my fairway drivers. And then my control / distance drivers, I have quite a few actually. I'm going to have to take them out with 2 hands. So this is what that looks like. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers. 1 control driver, the rest are distance. My control driver is an Avenger SS. I'm throwing this for rollers only, or like maybe a really high nose up, like turn way around a sharp corner or something. But that would really be it for this disc. Avenger SS, really understable. Then up from there is going to be my Andrew Presnell Force. It's an ESP Force. I think it's one of the most understable runs of Force. It flies like a beat-in destroyer, I would say. In comparison, it's understable, but still hyzers out at the end. Really good control distance driver. I like this disc a lot. I've had it since last year. I believe it was in my last in the bag as well. Step up from there would be my 2024 Anthony Barella Tour Series Venom. The Z-Flex plastic for me has been really great. It's very overstable and very reliably overstable. It never really turns on me at all. It stays straight to overstable. I throw this a lot for forehands. If I do forehand one of my drivers, it's either going to be the last one I'm going to show or this one, and no others because of how reliable this disc is. Stepping up from there is my 2025 Ezra Aderhold Tour Series. What is this? Z Swirl. I knew it was Z something. Nuke. It's pop top, and this thing flies farther than any other nuke I've ever thrown. It's a more understable run of nuke, I believe. This thing will S-line a long way. This is, if I'm trying to throw a max distance 500-foot shot, this is what I'm throwing. And then, so up from here is my old nuke that I was throwing, at ESP nuke, which also flies incredibly far, 480, 490. I can throw it 500 some, not much. It just doesn't get the same turn as this 2025 does. But this is almost more of like a control nuke. It goes straight and turns, but it still fades out long, long distance. This is a long bomber as well. And then the last driver and the last disc in my bag is an old, I think it's a first run actually. Yeah, first run Nuke OS in Z plastic. And this thing is ridiculous. It's a forehand roller disc, a spike hyzer, really strong spike hyzer disc. It's really just a utility disc. I don't really ever throw it. It's really a get out of jail card, or if the wind is just so ridiculous that I can't throw anything else, I throw a first run Nuke OS. So that's it for all the discs in my bag this year. I disced down here about a week ago. Gannon Burr made a YouTube video about you're throwing too many discs, just for the general public. And I agreed with what he said. I was throwing quite a few. I think now, if I count, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 discs. I did have like 27 discs. Last in my bag is my mini right here. If I can get it out of the pocket, I have a Glow Big Z Disc Golf Mini. Last but not least, I have my Maddie's Grip chalk bag. I thank Maddie's Grip a lot for all the stuff that they've given me. They actually have me a custom logo print on top of their logo print for my personal bag, and I'm really thankful for that. The chalk that I think it's called Primo or Primo. It's Primo chalk inside of the bag is my favorite chalk that I've ever felt. It's very, very fine and powdery. It actually fills your pores in your hands, but at the same time, it keeps your hands from drying out. So it doesn't give you dry chalk, like cracked hands, but at the same time, it fills the pores, it keeps you from sweating, and it keeps the disc dry. So I really like Maddie's Grip. I really like the bags that they have, and I really like their customizations as well. So I definitely believe that they will be my forever chalk bag sponsor. And I believe that's actually everything. That's everything in my bag. Let me check something really quick right here. I also have AirPods. These aren't even supposed to be in here right now, but I was listening to some music in my last practice round, and I left them in there, so those will go in the pocket. But yeah, that's everything. That's mine in the bag for 2025. Thanks for watching, guys.